All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Mile High Podcast. It is season 2. We have returned for a second season, believe it or not. I am James Thomas. I am very happy to be here. Sitting over to my right is my co-host, Dave. Dave?
Hi, I have missed you guys so much.
Yeah, see, we've been a while. And over to the left is, you'll see these two seats change a little bit.
Yeah.
But Chris,
How's it going?
Stepped away from his busy work on his Nerd Corner, has graced us for his presence on the first episode. And on the far right side, someone that everybody at this table has worked with before in some fashion or another. We've all hosted shows on the TTGS.
Yeah.
We were all part of the network. We worked with Big Bag. We worked with Zigzag. He is running for president right now, and he has been nice enough to come in here and grace us with his presence, Mr. Hollywood, Tony P.
How's everybody doing?
Golf clap.
Thank you for having me, Jersey, David, Chris.
David. I don't know who David is. David does not exist.
There is no David.
There's
only
Zool.
Only Zool.
Yeah, so today's date is January 17, 2020, so we have made it into the Roaring 20s. We have made it into a completely different decade. We're trying some new things with the show. As you can see behind us, we're still in Amsterdam, but we love America.
Exactly.
America.
I have no thoughts on America at all.
He's completely independent of thought on America.
No. Nothing would say that I love America that I'm wearing right now.
So what I actually want to do right now, and I'm bringing it up on my phone because this list is actually so extensive, because we have a guest. Like I said, Hollywood Tony P has came. He's been very, gracious to come over here. He's a legend in YouTube. He's a legend in the Denver comedy scene and everything.
2 million plus views.
Yeah, he was early, super early in the YouTube generation. Hollywood Tony P was there. But he also was, here's just a record of his accomplishments. 1995 to 2004, he was the Actors Guild chairman.
I was.
1997, he was a quadruple bar recipient, which is huge.
That is huge. The first time ever in history that it ever happened. I don't think anybody has ever equaled that accomplishment.
Right.
But the bar exam? You were a lawyer?
No.
He's a quad lawyer.
You're a quad lawyer.
I am a quad. It was an award given, scholarly award from my alma mater.
It was for curling, though. He acts like it has to do with theater, but it was curling.
Curling.
And
These guns, baby.
1999, he was voted the Nonstop Man of the Year.
Oh, yeah, right.
Non-stop.
You know what?
James knows. That was Non-Stop films, man. Those films are great.
I was going to say, why does James know that you're non-stop? I don't understand this.
Yeah.
Something about Little China.
No.
Your girlfriend?
That conversation. One thing about this table is that all of us have known each other for many years. So
I've lived with 3 of the 4 people in this.
I am the
are you
odd
counting
man
yourself
out.
as a person?
I have not slept on your couch.
You have not.
No,
I think he just counted himself as a person.
so.
Yeah.
My co-host for the dive bar.
I've lived with myself.
I
and
have.
those two guys.
It's a great existence, I tell you. It's
2004 to 2006, he was a third-party representative for the California Department of Justice.
Yeah, I know, and it was a large amount of money in my hands every day, upwards of $50,000 to $60,000. That's how you know Hollywood Tony P is going to be the fiscally responsible president, because I have experience in the California Department of Justice, both state and city license.
So that's a good thing to look for. Since this list is so long, we're going to take a quick break. And Dave, you're going to tell us, what are we smoking right now before I go back to Hollywood's list?
Yeah, so I want to give a couple shout-outs here. First of all, we're smoking green crack from Lightshade.
I wish you would have told me that before we started it.
What?
Green podcast.
Let's get some angel dust laced green crack.
This is not
courtesy
what I
of JoJo on Colfax in Mississippi.
Trying to drug me.
We're doing some green crack from Lightshade tonight.
Days.
So I got this off of Lightshade from Buckley. I do want to give a special shout out to the Lightshade on Dayton and 6th Avenue. Unfortunately, they were robbed. There's a bunch of robberies been going on in the Denver area. and this is one of my favorite shops, and they got held up. So everybody's okay, thankfully, but I want to give them a special shout out. I love coming to their shop. They're always super fucking cool. That's my first shout out. My second shout out, we put a bunch of business cards at all these dispensaries, and we had a lady named Sonny Rosario Trujillo, who is a local realtor, reached out, and I want to give her a special shout out. So if you're listening tonight, welcome to the Mile High Podcast.
Yeah. And if you're interested in being a sponsor for the Mile High Podcast, get together with us, and we have a sponsorship package. We can talk to you, and you can do Trucking Pacific, a lot of other things, but promotion. All right. So Green Crack. We're going deeper. Next season, it's going to be mushrooms. Who knows?
So I have done mushrooms with. The only times I've ever done mushrooms has been with James.
He
has held me in his bosom while I tripped and saw large raccoons down the street from his house.
Oh, that's right. There were large.
Large raccoons. Really fucking trippy when you're tripping balls on shrooms and seeing these bunch of raccoons. Very weird. All right, interesting side story there.
So we waded through crack. All right,
the crack cast.
The crack cast. You know.
Yeah, thank you for having a presidential candidate on the crack cast. So anybody watching?
Are you calling us crackheads? We call this the crackheads?
Hollywood Tony P changed the game.
What game? What game are we playing here?
Well, if the only winning move is not to play, then change the game. Hollywood Tony P 2020. Right. HTP2020.com.
All rights reserved. Hollywood Tony P.
HTP2020.com. Help me make America party again.
Or you just come hang out with the Mile High Podcast because we fucking throw down. So,
but you could definitely vote. And so look at the primary. What are you registered as?
It's a party, independent.
It's a party.
Party.
Parties.
Does your party have a primary? Is there a party primary?
No, I won the party primary.
Primary party?
Handling.
I want to get into some politics here. You should match up with Herman Cain's party because he owns Godfather Pizza. So you have the fucking pizza party and the party together.
Hollywood Tony P. Pizza party. The party is with us.
And that would probably sell more people than this country should be proud of. 2005 to 2006, Hollywood Tony P was a Commerce California Gaming Board member.
I was on the board of gaming in Commerce California.
Tell us what that is.
You get to sit there and, all about gambling. There's a whole lot of stuff, man. It's good.
There's lots of games.
It was lots of games, lots of money.
From 2014 to today, you were a funds allocator at the Colorado Department of Revenue.
I was a funds allocator. It's amazing. And
I should have read this ahead of time because I felt like this was like a theatrical accomplishment. But I truly just feel like I'm reading your resume.
Yeah, that's what I'm running for president of the United States of America.
Coincidentally and unrelated, his campaign is entirely self-financed.
Go to my website.
He's a self-made man.
Yeah, hey, vote for me, Tony P. It's no joke, right? Also, I've also worked in the industry, the marijuana industry.
He is the one person that we've had on the show yet that has actually
currently licensed to key badge, so I can go anywhere in any place I want to go. I can just.
So you're the key master.
That's what that means. I don't know what that means, but I don't think that's what that means.
Exactly what that means.
I don't think that's what that means.
Listen, when you go into places looking like this, people take notice.
You're like, please don't sell to this guy wearing a America flag first.
I have a question. Am I drinking out of Amsterdam when I do this?
I've been meaning to mention that. I noticed that a couple minutes ago. I'm like, they'll just be every time you drink.
That's awesome.
To be fair, when I do my game streaming, because I have bright green headphones, and they're fantastic, except for my head disappears anytime I turn.
That's weird.
Oh, that is right. Yeah, that is strange. This is an interesting one. From 2016 to current, you were the professor of quantum entanglement at the Colorado Mystery School.
Oh, yeah, man. You can
So I would love to hear your thoughts on quantum entanglement.
Well, if you want to hear the thoughts on quantum entanglement, you can listen to The Greatest Talk Show on the World Generation Podcast Network, where I am the host, along with Mark the Arcturian, who, together, we wander existence trying to, Mark the Arc, trying to fix what once went wrong and hoping each time that our next leap will be the leap home.
How do you get students for the Colorado Mystery School? Do you send them?
It's a mystery.
That's the mystery. It's the Colorado Mystery. Call it mystery.
But I am qualified to run this great nation because if Donald Trump can, anyone can.
All right.
2000, and this is going to be a deep one, so I'm going to skip this. I'm going to skip this next one, and I'm going to come back to it. 2008 to current, you were the president of Big Bag Studios. And that is a collection of, I know what that is because I worked with you directly on that. And that is a collection of quite a few videos. They were really early on.
And we're working with the Veterans Hospital right now, putting out our own videos, and we do shows every week volunteering for the community. I'm telling you, I am seriously running for president. I have been approved, and you can vote me. You have to write me in, though, because they're not putting me on any fucking ballot.
Big ballot is holding you down.
The write-in candidate, you can count.
So, and that brings us to the other thing where you work with the CSW. You were the talent relations liaison for the CSW. So you actually work in the wrestling community at the moment while you're running for president.
In the independent wrestling community right now, I am involved in a couple shows. One of them is Colorado United, and it is a benefit for the fallen gamers, and there's something some kind of soldier benefit that the entire independent wrestling scene in Colorado gets together, puts aside their differences for a great charity, and we do it every year. So
awesome.
Again,
that's cool. That's really fucking cool.
And but in CSW, yes, I help run the place, and I'm talent liaison. They come to me with problems, and I can deal with America's issues quite good from my resume, as you can see.
Yeah. So not only does Hollywood Tony P fucking do all that shit with running for president and the wrestling, but he's a film director, podcaster,
award-winning film director.
I forgot the award.
You can go to HollywoodTonyP.com to see all my work and
so this fucking guy, we've all worked with him before. So
quite the resume.
We love
and
having
you all know
here.
that in some form or another, everything on that thing is correct. It's just
Oh yeah, no,
it's the truth. It's like any resume. It's mostly inflated.
Mostly accurate. It's not inflated.
But it's just the title lines, too. You don't actually explain what the positions did. You were just like, I was this. And you don't give any details. It's actually a really poorly written resume. I would not hire you for that. That's just a list.
I had to submit that for the authentication for my background check to be, apply for presidency.
It's easier to apply to be president of this country than it is to get a job at Target.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, Tony. We're so glad that you're here.
Thank you for reading my entire
Yes.
It got fun as I was going down, so... Man, sometimes I say things that just don't sound right when I hear them again in my head. So, we're about to smoke. We just smoked something, so we're about to smoke something else.
Good.
This is a hybrid.
Which is like the whole point of the show.
Is this?
You just explained the whole show in that one sentence.
Right, but I wanted to
Now we don't have a MacGuffin.
Now, why would people tune in? It's the first episode of the season. Strawberry Fields. It is a joint in this container, and it comes from Rocky Road. And you know what we say here: if it's open late,
it's Rocky Road.
It's Rocky Road. So what else we're going to talk about this year is what have we watched? So it's the beginning of 2020, and there are some things that we have been really enjoying and we've been watching and everything. And let's get the big one out of the way, and then we can work with the small ones. The Mandalorian.
That was a great show. I love that show. Obviously Baby Yoda is fucking everywhere. You cannot go anywhere.
I met him the other day. I was at the first ever...
It's a problem.
Listen,
I was at the store the other day.
They have a saw for that.
I met him the other day. I met Baby Yoda the other day. I was at the Colorado Rocky Mountain Puppetry Guild's first ever meeting in Colorado, and we are a chartered guild, and Baby Yoda was there. It was awesome. I took pictures.
Is he as real nice in real life as he is on the show?
Oh yeah,
like, is he like really polite, or is he kind of a
just like
he looks at you
choking people out of the way?
They fuck off.
He,
Baby Yoda, I'm the biggest thing in the fucking world right now.
Like he's good until he does a little bit of coke, and then
I thought Mandalorian was great.
Yeah.
What'd you guys think about Mandalorian?
I thought it was, once again, I thought I loved the Star Wars universe so much more than I love the Star Wars stories that have been presented within that universe. And so that's why Rogue One is one of my probably my favorite Star Wars movie. Mandalorian works really well because George Lucas created a great universe. The Star Wars trilogy wasn't different. It was better at creating more characters. So I love the Mandalorian. It was an expansion of the kind of characters I like, but they didn't have anything really to do with Skywalker. Except a Yoda.
Well, like you said, I like that they built it up because I feel the same way about Lucas sometimes. He has the same problem that I feel that, like, Tolkien had. You're a great idea person.
Right.
You're just kind of shitty at getting it across. And like, some of the extended universe stuff was good. I'm glad they wiped it because some of it was awful. But stuff like Mandalorian, it's more interesting to me than what you're seeing in the main continuity now. And I love that they were doing it as a Western. Like, there were complaints when... there was the, the Magnificent Seven episode.
Oh, yeah.
And people were upset. And I'm like, it's a Western.
Yeah,
like
it's a space Western. It was created to be a space Western.
Right.
Yeah.
Little interesting factoid. The body double of the Mandalorian, John Wayne's grandson.
Really?
That is
an
interesting
very
fact.
interesting.
I do find it interesting, him and Pablo Pascal is hardly ever on screen. And people gave him shit for that, but they said him and the stunt person worked together. And I'm like...
Yeah,
I'm fine with that.
It's funny, in Game of Thrones, he fucking died by getting his head squished because he didn't wear his helmet. So now he learned not to take his helmet off or he's going to get his head squished.
I like Jon Favreau's take on it because he seems like he's a fan. And, you know, like, his earlier movies were very interesting and he was in a Friends episode.
Well, like you said, it seems like he's a fan and I'm like, it doesn't feel like pandering. Like there's fan service, but it's kind of doled out. It's just like a little bit.
Just don't punch Baby Yoda. But that was the real thing. That was like the actual $1 million thing that he punched. Like that's some balls to let the prop master to let that happen.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Jesus.
I think Johnny Favs is fucking brilliant. I think everything from his earlier shit with
Vince Vaughn.
Yeah, with what the fuck was that movie called? With Vince Vaughn. Swingers. That was a great fucking movie. And then Chef, the movie Chef
was great.
It's a great movie, and it's revered among the food community. His chef show with that's on Netflix right now is great. Then he goes and fucking does The Jungle Book, which is great. He does The Lion King. I mean, the guy cannot fucking do wrong right now.
See, the problem with Chef is
Iron Man. He didn't mention Iron Man. He fucking started a whole fucking universe. And I mean, this guy is fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
Underrated. I don't know if he gets enough credit for being as brilliant as he is.
I don't think he does. I don't think he gets put in the same list as other people.
Although I still say...
Zathura, and he was on an episode of The Apprentice for Zathura. We were talking about that earlier.
I still say the unsung hero of The Mandalorian, though, is Werner Herzog.
Yeah.
And it was just one of those, and I'm like... Why is it like I'm happy
Nicholas
he's here?
Nick Nolte. Nick Nolte. I loved his character.
Yeah, but Werner Herzog as me.
Oh yeah,
sweet. Werner Herzog told Jon Favreau that he's a fucking pussy if he doesn't use a puppet. If he bitched down and did CGI, he was a fucking coward.
And he said Baby Yoda made him cry, which I love. I'm just like. I don't know. If you're ever having a bad day, you can picture.
You don't know what's
Werner Herzog.
I don't know what's going on here.
Which way is it going?
and it's. Are we doing spoilers?
Yeah, of course.
And the ending, and I like first of all that you bring in Giancarlo Esposito, who's just awesome in everything. And now I haven't watched Rebels, but them bringing in the Darksaber.
The Darksaber, yeah.
And
I don't know. I've never heard of the Darksaber. I had to look it up. What a cool fucking
I thought it was
nod to the cartoons and shit, and bringing the cartoons into the universe.
Yeah, and the quick overview for people who haven't read it or don't follow it. Apparently, the first Mandalorian used it, and it's the only one in existence.
It's very convoluted.
Yeah,
but
it looks cool.
You know what I really love right now? So I never watched Clone Wars or Rebels or anything like that. But now that J.J. Abrams brought in the cartoons into Rise of Skywalker, Jon Favreau is pulling from the cartoons, and I'm going back down. I'm starting the Clone Wars. I want to see why everybody loves this Ashoka chick, who is going to be in the Mandalorian.
What kind of rotation do we have?
Fuck, who knows? Who knows?
Brian was,
but yeah, I like that they're expanding out the universe, and it's even though it's a time period that we've seen before, it feels like something. Just a fresh take on it. Yeah, and I like that he gets his ass kicked.
Yeah, for sure. He's a shitty Mandalorian, that's for sure.
He kept getting his ass kicked. He always gets hit. He gets hit, but his armor, that's what the armor is, right? It's.
Although it is Video Game the Show, which I found funny from the first episode, and it continued on throughout the entire season. And
but without without the child, would it be as...
Don't ever say the child to me ever again. He's fucking Baby Yoda. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. He's Baby Yoda. Until they give him a name or her a name.
You could do an interesting show with that character. I don't think you could do one that's as good without Baby Yoda.
Everybody's going to be disappointed with his name. But see, that's the thing.
They find you could do the show that all the fans were expecting. Well, the one they thought they wanted before it came out, which was just like the bounty hunter going around and just being a badass. And I'm like, and that would have been a show. But this to me is more interesting.
I think
for sure. It's a good, excellent take.
I think actually the introduction of the Baby Yoda character was actually a smart thing for the Mandalorian. If you really think about shows like that, because if you want to follow a singular character, you need somebody who's going to that you have drawn interest into earlier. So what that does is, like, if they could go season 2 and halfway through season 2, Baby Yoda's like, thanks, Mandalorian, I'm home, see you later. And then you develop this connection with the Mandalorian because of the Baby Yoda character. I don't think Baby Yoda necessarily has to be in every season of the Mandalorian. I think it was a smart use of a character.
But like you said, it grounds the character. Because you could have done what I think a lot of people, and I probably would have been one of them if you asked me. I'm like, I just want to see the badass bounty hunter. And it's like... Well, but no, that would have been a show that I would have watched, but it wouldn't have been good.
They missed out on the merchandising, though, right? They missed out on... And they did it on purpose, not to spoil it, but you don't have things there for Christmas. You don't have the but they did the same thing with the figures. Way back
the original
in the day.
Star Wars.
The original Star Wars, they didn't have them, but they the box set. Didn't they do? And they're doing that now with the Baby Yoda.
Yeah, they're like IOU kind of thing.
What surprised me with Baby Yoda is I figured it's like, of course you wouldn't send the designs over because they're going to get leaked the moment they get there. But I'm like, you would have figured they would have called these manufacturing plants in China and been like, have this much plastic, have these colors, have all of these things ready, and your presses, we're going to send you a document. Like, that's what surprised me. I'm like, that it wasn't a month later. That it was, 3 months?
But ultimately, it doesn't really fucking matter.
Build-A-Bear now is Build-A-Bear has it.
Disney is going to make up all that's
the thing. Did they get big enough that they can just leave money on the table?
Yes. Well, of course, that's literally what they are.
It'll be on the thing. It'll be on the Pyramid Tower at the Disney store, or whatever, where all the stuffed animals. They'll be eventually...
Dude, I'm going to be in Disney World in a month, and it's going to be fucking Baby Yoda everywhere. They're going to have fucking Baby Yoda ears.
Are they going to sell out and not have any more? They'll just keep making it, because people will keep buying it. Right?
I'm really waiting for the Build Your Own Baby Yoda workshop.
That's it. That's coming. This month? It's this month, man.
Yeah. Well, the Rise of the Resistance opened today in California.
Yeah, fucking stoked to go to that ride. I am such a huge Star Wars fan that I gotta go to Galaxy's Edge. I gotta drink some. I'm gonna drink some blue milk.
Do you have your tickets? I'm sure James has asked you that. Do you have your fast pass for it?
Yo, yeah. Don't worry, This man, my wife and my kid, they've been watching YouTube videos and researching everything about Disney World, and so we have it down to a T.
Yep. You have your plan.
I got the plan.
Yeah, that's going to blow up a lot, but it's also going to be really fun when it does.
for a little bit, right?
There are going to be points within that plan that just blow up, but that's how Disney is, because it's absorbing.
But the app now can absorb a lot of the blow-ups.
That is true. The app is set.
Yeah.
Here, if you want
and I have never been to Disney.
Finish it off, my friend. Never. All right, so we're all in agreement. Mandalorian was fucking great.
Yeah, that wasn't a hard argument.
I would say watch it if you haven't.
We just spoiled the shit out of it for you, so you might as well go back and watch it.
Go back and watch it again. We did.
What else are you watching?
Spoiler alert. Did you put that before?
We tell.
It's a podcast. They don't know. That's their problem. So the other thing that was big is we just got done with Crisis on Infinite Earths, Chris and I will do a probably deeper review of it.
Coming sometime in the next couple days.
Yeah.
Sooner rather than later.
But just a general overview. Dave, you didn't see it, but you read about it.
Yes.
But Hollywood saw it. Chris saw it. I'll give you my quick opinion, and I'll throw it to each of you. I would say the first 3 episodes were amazing. They were wonderful. The second set of 2 episodes were saved by the ending of the second set of the 2 episodes. Not that they were bad.
Yeah.
And I think if the whole tone of the whole 5 episodes stayed in that level, then it could have worked. But the first 3's tone was in such a different world.
I think the split, too. I think the length between was a little too much, where they maybe should have just done it. I know they always do that, but there might have been some lag between, and you might have felt bigger.
Right.
I mean, it was good. Don't get me wrong. Go see it. Go watch it. This one you can hopefully we're not spoil or whatever, but it's good. I watched it. I was like, I got
and it sets you up well. For
emotional too. The third one.
Yes.
No, was it the third or the one of them was really really emotional.
But see, and the way they do the split,
the fifth one, the first one,
could have been the 6th one.
The split to me, I'm like It felt disjointed at first, but looking at it now, I'm like, I kind of see why they did it. Because I don't see... There's no good way to split those episodes. Unless you make it into a 6-parter and just make an episode that you didn't need. Because it's one of those... So what do? I mean, do you do 2 and end it before that 3rd episode and it's...
Yeah, those 3 had to be pumped together. I would say this. The last 2 episodes felt like 2 episodes of Legends of Tomorrow.
Which one of them was?
Which one of them was, which is fine, but the other one was The Flash, or was it?
No, it was whatever. Arrow, yeah.
Yeah, it was, maybe that was it, like watching that Arrow episode, it was the most anti-Arrow
The 4th
episode.
that was the 4th one, right after.
But I guess you have to lighten it.
Well, and here's the thing, you ended the 3rd one on such a big note. Like, it just ended, like, so huge, and you're like, well, what's going to happen? But, where do you go from there? Like, you just totally,
Now, I will say this, and once again, without spoilers, I like, with the way they set up what they're going to be doing with DC going forward, it looks like they're finally embracing just the full-on campiness of the comics.
Yeah. But I would like the movies and them to work better together.
Yeah.
Because they should be able to use Batman or have the cameo that was in there.
And I have a side note, because I'm sure we'll get to Joker at some point. But as far as the movies, but what I like though is with the campiness, I think it just works well for them. You look at Legends has always done it well. Yeah. I mean, the rest of them have always embraced being comic book shows, but Legends just kind of goes all out, and it seems like with them setting things up the way they are, you're not going to see all of the shows go to that level, but you're going to see a more campy, more comic booky universe.
Which TV does better than the movies.
TV
is much better than the movies.
And you're going to have to look at Batgirl or Batwoman right now to get the darkness of the DC television universe, because if they all go campy, the 2 shows that will stay in the kind of dark Oliver Queen level will be A Green Arrow and the Canaries, about Oliver Queen's daughter in the future, and Batwoman. Those 2 are the shows that will keep the darkness of that. But yeah, DC, and we've all said it a couple times now, DC TV is better than DC movies, but I know Dave might dispute that on one particular movie.
Yeah, so I had the fucking flu about a week and a half ago, and I was in bed, I was not moving, and I saw that Joker came up on Amazon, so I finally got a chance to see that movie, and it lived up to everything that everybody had been saying this whole time, man. It was fucking depressing as shit, but it was so good. Joaquin Phoenix was so amazing,
and you felt for the guy too. He
made
you feel for him. It was like rooting for the bad guy, and you're gonna.
You kind of feel weird doing that, but you can see where every turn that his life went. You're like, now I understand.
Everything he did, looking from his perspective, would be a natural thing that character would do.
Absolutely.
It was him well progressed.
And like you said, that the character would do. And people were worried about the incel thing. And I watched it because, like, Joaquin Phoenix, you're not going to go wrong with it. And like you said, you felt for him. And what I like is you empathize for the character, but you wouldn't want to emulate him. Because they make it very clear when he goes off the deep end. It's like, yeah, that's not something you want to emulate. But when you look at the character, it's like, yeah, you see how society puts somebody in a position where they can justify in their mind.
For sure, yeah. And that's exactly it, where you're like, he's trying to do the right thing, but then society fucked him over, and you felt that. And you're like, and that's what made you sympathize with him, because you can totally see, that same shit happening in a number of cities.
The whole thing with the girl, man, that was like, for me,
that was an interesting twist.
It was a very, very interesting twist.
What's better?
Everybody here has seen it, though, right?
Yeah, we've all seen it.
Okay, by the way, Todd Phillips did say he doesn't kill her.
Oh, good to know. He didn't kill her. He just walked out of her apartment.
He didn't kill her.
Yeah.
They had another scene in the movie, and it's her and her daughter seeing him on the show.
Falling Down or the Joker. Now, Falling Down is not a superhero movie, but it's basically the same movie, just not in the DC universe or with the Joker. Which one, if you had to tell, this is a movie genre, and I want you to see the best version of this story, is it the Joker or is it Falling Down?
That's a really great question, because as I say, the Joker was a better movie, but you can only watch it once or twice because it is so fucking depressing. Whereas Falling Down, it's an entertaining movie, so it's tense, and that's part of the enjoyment of it.
And I wouldn't even put them really in the same category, because to me, Falling Down was always just very, very dark comedy. For the most part,
isn't it crazy?
And you had the serious parts, but a lot of it was just pitch black comedy.
And it's weird to see where we are now as a society, and that they were so far ahead of their time. Unfortunately, it's unbelievable.
But you look at something like Joker, it's like Taxi Driver, which it pays homage to, and it's the same type of character where you understand Travis Bickle going crazy, you want to do what he does.
Yeah, Todd Phillips is a disciple of Martin Scorsese. He's wanted to emulate him. Most people know Todd Phillips from the Hangover movies, and don't really realize that the guy from directing The Hangover, directed this fucking amazing piece of art. But he is a Scorsese disciple, so he tried to make his movie his version of a Martin Scorsese movie.
Yeah. Excellent. And Hollywood Tony P is bringing out some more green. Hollywood Tony P, where did this green show up from?
This green came from Green Man Cannabis.
Green Man.
It is new age, and it is 29% indica.
Nice.
All right.
Oh,
so we'll fall asleep.
Good. Yeah.
See, I'm the indica fan here,
so
I'll be fine.
This works out well.
I'm sorry. Did I give you guys
No.
I didn't know we were.
We still like weed.
All weed is great weed, man. All weed is great weed. So
I'm
excited for some
marijuana legalization. I have the Glowing Light Initiative, universal health care, marijuana legalization. I mean, it's gonna be an awesome 40 years.
And we get universal marijuana.
Universal marijuana health care.
There you go.
That would work well. Dave, give
James.
me another. Because I'm pretending like you're gonna tell me something that I don't know, but it's literally written down here. But you have two other things written down here. I haven't seen either of them. Talk about them. See if anybody else has. If not, sell us on them.
All right. So, I'm a huge Stephen King fan. I love Stephen King. 2 years ago, he put out this book called The Outsider.
Yeah.
It's just this amazing monster book told in the 20th century or 21st century. Like a really relatable, he created this brand new relatable monster. And the book was by far the best book I read in 2018. And I found out that HBO, the guys behind True Detective, took this book and turned it into a True Detective style show on HBO. Okay. And so The Outsider, it was directed and produced by Jason Bateman, and he is fucking unbelievable in this show. They showed the first 2 episodes on Sunday, and it was incredible. Absolutely incredible. The acting was great. It was fucking tense. It was dark. I mean, absolutely great show. So you gotta fucking watch The Outsider. on HBO. They sell y'all pretty well on it.
You did.
You work for Dish? Are you trying to sell us on HBO?
I used to
how
work
much
for
is it,
Dish.
James?
I could sell
no,
you
how much?
on
I used to work at Dish too. James, how much is it?
I work for the
$20
Church
a
of
month.
Stephen King, and I want people to fucking watch the show. It's the best Stephen King adaptation so far that I have seen.
3 of us have worked at Dish. Yeah, no, I've watched a trailer for it. It's very exciting for me. Here and I'm excited. It's weird because I'm excited. Jason Bateman. I like Jason Bateman. Big fan of Jason Bateman. Yeah. But I can't get past the Hogan family in my mind.
I have the same kind of mental block.
Sandy Duncan or Valerie Harper? Sandy Duncan or Valerie Harper?
Sandy Duncan.
Sandy Duncan.
Should. That's good.
I think Sandy Duncan was far.
You're not going to have any?
I think she ran it longer. You know what I mean?
I know. But.
All right. So if you want to break your Jason Bateman delusion, I guess, out of lack of a better term, watch Ozark. Watch a couple episodes of Ozark. It'll break that thought in your mind, and then go watch Outsider. He was absolutely great in it. And Ben Mendelsohn, if you guys know Ben Mendelsohn, he is in Rogue One. He's the fucking General Krennic.
Okay.
Yeah, and he's great in it. Absolutely
Nice.
great. And he's in Captain Marvel as one of the bad guy who you think is a bad guy but turns out to be a good guy.
I have not seen
Point years.
Captain Marvel.
That's a good movie too. There's a
very-
bunch of good movies last year.
James, I have to thank you for showing me the Marvel universe because I watched those like 5 movies at your house, like because you showed them to me in order and it got me into that universe because I'd never known much. I was always DC,
right? So. Yeah, we watched a lot. Yeah, we watched a lot of Marvel movies and
to get me ready for the Avengers. Right?
Yeah, the first Avengers. We had to watch all the things, including the tough early Captain Americas and shit. Like, I love the first Captain America once, and maybe once again a few years later. But like,
it's not a Shawshank.
It's not a Shawshank, and Shawshank, quite honestly, is barely a Shawshank. Dracula, Dave. Tell us about Dracula. Right. I know you watched some of it. I think you watched some of it.
I watched some of the first episode.
Did you watch any of Dracula?
I didn't know. I
didn't
know he had a show. Is it on E? Is it
it's on Netflix?
The reality show? Dracula, how's your day, baby?
Oh, that'd be a great show. Like a reality show of just Dracula.
So there's a show called What We Do in the Shadows, which is that style of show where they follow vampires around in a reality show, and it's produced by Taika Waititi.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a great fucking show, and the movie's even better. But Dracula on Netflix, I definitely recommend it. It's a different take on vampires. The dude who plays Dracula is really good.
Is it a horror?
It is a horror, yeah. Okay. It's bloody. It's a bloody horror. And it's British, so this bloody works in a bunch of different ways.
Can I recommend something?
Proper
Absolutely.
Is it Dracula?
Yeah.
No, it's not Dracula. It is Uncut Gems. Have you guys seen it?
I still have not seen it. But
all right, well, since nobody has seen it, it's very good, and it's very intense, though. That's all I'm just going to say.
That's Adam Sandler, right?
Adam Sandler.
Yeah, it's Adam Sandler, and he's good. It's a good performance, but it's just very, like, whoa. It's just non-stop. So it's good, but, just be prepared to be, when you're done, you're just like... I still got a whole lot of energy.
Since you saw it and they talk about snubs, wasn't an Oscar snub? Was the performance of Adam Sandler? Shit, why didn't he get an Oscar?
He was playing the guy who played the other guy on the Wolf of Wall Street's accent.
Guy.
Oh, he's Matthew McConaughey?
No, the
Jonah Hill's character.
Jonah Hill's character.
Yeah,
his accent is basically
great fucking pull, by the way. That's such a great movie.
It's great, basically the same thing. And once you get past it, like his performance is really, really good. I mean, I think that they look at his older stuff. Like I got in trouble in high school for playing the Adam Sandler. They're all gonna laugh at you over the loudspeaker, and James can attest to that.
Yeah,
but
it's because you play the vice principal announcement. Where the boys gymnastic team, please spread eagle in front of me.
Yeah. So the assistant principal walked in and heard it, and then I'm sitting in his office and he plays it. He's like, "Do you think this is funny?" And I'm just like, "Yeah, it is."
How is it not?
It's very funny, but people see him as that and they think of that, so it's hard to get out of that stigma. And his stuff is, it's fun. If you like Adam Sandler, it's good. Like there's the Wedding Singer is great. Just Go With It is far better than you would even think. Like, that's a good movie. I don't know if you guys have seen
The Wedding Singer.
Just Go With It.
Oh no,
with Jennifer Aniston. Well, that's a good one too.
Yeah, his movie, The Murder Mystery, was like the highest viewed movie on Netflix history.
It wasn't bad. They were just hanging out in the middle of a murder mystery. Like, it was fucking bad.
I would agree with the statement that it wasn't bad. It wasn't good. It's not something I'm going to run up and watch.
It's kind of like Between Two Ferns. It was good, but it wasn't. Like,
Well, no, but and the Hotel Transylvania, the first one was good. I don't know the third one.
I've never seen a Hotel Transylvania.
Yeah.
Never seen Hotel. Well, I have a child.
He's a kid,
so I've seen Hotel Transylvania.
No, my kid has though, but
it's the idea that we all had. I'm sure, like we all had. What happens with these monsters? When they hang out. And then have a movie about it because they never did.
It was called the Monster Squad.
That was it. That was the Monster Squad.
That's called Abbott and Costello Meet the Wolfman.
No, but the Monster Squad had all of them. The Wolfman didn't have the mummy.
But the Wolfman does have nerds.
I love that movie.
Wolfman's got the mummy.
Which movie would that be? Monster Squad?
Monster Squad, yeah.
It's a great movie.
Yeah.
So what makes me feel so good in my heart is that I thought I was like the only one that liked this fucking movie, and then I'm learning that everybody loved that fucking movie. So,
Monster Squad. When
cool.
Frankenstein,
I had
when
that same
Frankenstein got
experience.
sucked in, that's so sad. When he's like, and
But see, I had that same experience when it became kind of trendy, and it's like, was it people like me? Because I'm like, why is it trendy now? I'm like, oh, I guess it was just a bunch of nerds like me, and now I'm annoyed at other nerds who find it.
Yeah.
That's
a
good.
I liked Monster
Doctor Who
Squad
problem.
before it was cool to like it.
Yeah, it's a Doctor Who problem. I'm like, yeah, I know you like Doctor Who. Everybody likes Doctor Who now. So, does anybody else have anything they really want to shout out?
That's it. I hit everything.
For me, and only just started with the new season, The Expanse.
I've tried season 1 of that, and I've got through the first episode.
If
like,
you can
right.
deal with hard sci-fi, like I personally like hard sci-fi, but if you like that at all, it's probably one of the better sci-fi shows that's been on TV in a long time.
Yeah, I just don't have time in my life for another show like that.
we were talking about Discovery coming back, right?
Discovery, I'm excited about that.
Yeah, and Picard.
Picard, yeah, that's going to be great. Like, I want to know. I want to see, what happened? What's going on? And we're going to see everybody together. Well, almost everybody. But
Yeah.
And how do they bring Data back? I want to know. Because didn't he, die and then B4 or whatever his
How
name
do you
was?
make Brent Spiner skinny?
I want to see the interaction between Seven and Picard. That's going to be very exciting, and I think it's going to be a pretty decent show. Jonathan Frakes is just being Jonathan Frakes. Like, they can't do a Star. I'm surprised he never showed up in Discovery. If Jonathan Frakes could have got on Discovery somehow, he would have got on Discovery somehow. So
Was he on Voyager ever? Did he?
Probably.
Yes. No.
If not in front of the camera, then behind it.
Voyager is very hit and miss, but when it's hit, it's really, really good.
See, Voyager's the one I could never really bring myself to get through. Even Enterprise, I did not like it when it first came out. I'm just like, that's dumb. And I watched it, and I'm like, there's a lot of dumb, but there's a lot of good.
They had to rush Enterprise because they got canceled before the third season. What was it? They usually go 5. They said that they usually go 5.
Sam Beckett had to leap out of Scott Bakula's body and go elsewhere.
No more Captain Archer.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's the Star Trek universe. So we had some stuff coming up on Star Trek.
I think we hit so many different categories just now.
We did. Good. But what we're going to do now, we're going to...
I'm going to grab a water real quick.
There's no leaving. You should have prepared. You stay here.
There's no leaving in
You're not leaving to get water. You're here for the long haul, man.
So, here, you can take that too. So the three of us will talk about...
I'm going to walk off into Amsterdam if you don't mind.
Walk away and through the
Don't mind this knucklehead walking through this.
Can we talk real quick about me having a match next month?
Yes, we absolutely should, yes.
All right, so here's the deal. So tomorrow night, I don't know when you're going to record this, but tomorrow night I have my first presidential debate.
We're recording right now.
No, I know, but I mean,
It's July
17th. Okay. So tomorrow is July, whatever it is. Tomorrow, there's always tomorrow. I'm going to have my presidential debate down in Colorado Springs at CSW's In Cold Blood, and it's Randy Rude of the UWO, and we're gonna debate, and then the 15th of February, have my first match in a wrestling ring. So not only is your president, Trump's also a wrestler.
Yes.
He's also a WWE Hall of Famer, I guess.
You're American president, ladies and
American
gentlemen.
president. A WWE Hall of Fame. I would
WWE.
prefer The Rock better than anyone else. That would be a great run, man. He should be president.
He's played everything else.
He has,
play the president.
And now his dad died, so you gotta give him his turn, man.
So if for our Colorado Springs listeners, which there are plenty,
it's at the Corner Pocket. That's out in Fountain, Colorado, and it will take place January 18th at doors open at 6:30. $10 to get in cold blood. All your favorite CSW superstars, including Big Guns and Delta Jr. and the 719 champion Javier Cruz.
You work with these people, and it took you a minute to remember some of them. So
I might have smoked a little bit of marijuana.
He's like the favorite. These two guys, and
everybody else. So if you guys are there, come on down. But next month at Rudapalooza 2, Hollywood Tony P will make his in-ring debut.
I think you're just making shit up.
That is exciting. So go if you're there at the Corner Pocket in Colorado Springs. Go see Rudapalooza 2 with Hollywood.
No, In Cold Blood is tomorrow.
In Cold Blood tomorrow. Which is probably yesterday.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
I don't know how fast I'm going to
So go back in time.
Right now.
If you've already seen it, congratulations. Wasn't it cool?
I wish I would have gone.
That guy jumped off the top rope and hit that other guy.
That is not how we expected to solve the time traveler paradox, but we'll take it.
I could tell you what's going to happen if you want to know the results, but I'll leave it to your imagination.
Are you telling me it's not real?
Wrestling is as real as you want it to be.
It's like Santa Claus.
Hey, I still believe.
Dude, what are you doing saying that? There are 5-year-olds that watch this show.
Your parents need to go to jail. If you're a 5-year-old listening to this show, your parents need to go to jail.
If you're a 5-year-old and a parent, of course you're
and you can donate to my campaign. Go to www.htp2020.com.
Let's do the show.
And check out, it gives you everything. My vice president, Sir Oliver Arthur Puppington III, he's a good boy. And if you don't know, he's my dog, but he's a good boy.
I was about to say, that doesn't sound like a human name.
Oliver Arthur Puppington. Oliver Arthur Puppington III. And then Brian Wilson Phillips Jr. is my chairman of the House Committee. So he will be with me tomorrow at my debate.
This is his actual blood, by the way. It's kind of nasty, so I'm kind of keeping it as far away.
No, this is my son's blood.
It's his son's blood. What the?
How very Greek of you.
I'm not drinking it up there.
He's running for president.
In June.
He sacrificed his kid's blood for you, people.
Listen, when he put his foot on it, I was like, okay, but it wouldn't wash off, right? Because I needed a small footprint, so he had the red bottom of his foot was red. You know,
this story keeps raising so many more questions.
Worse. And his father was brutally murdered in a CSW ring. And you shared
you brought it back to wrestling. All right.
That was a
good save.
That was a good circle. Yeah. So, fun.
That was weird.
That was weird. That was a weird little thing. If nothing else, that's why you should go see the wrestling show. Because I guarantee you it's going to be just as exciting as what you just saw.
Now the police footprint is facing me.
And for those of you who've already seen it, congratulations.
Thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. How you knew about it is beyond me. You guys will share it on your page.
Oh, there you go.
So it would have been on the page a couple days ago. So go back to the page a couple days ago.
Make sure you mention the Mile High Podcast at the door.
Get 10% off your ticket.
Yeah.
No, just come say hello and I'll see if I can get you some free merch. Seriously.
And if you've already gone, congratulations on getting your discount.
$5 to donate to, or your best offer.
Come with me to the merch bag.
Free merch, $5.
I got us the number your free merch.
All I can see is a footprint now. That's
everything costs money. It's thinking of
the kid only has so much blood, man.
The labor costs alone.
I had no idea what you were talking about.
Free for $5. Let's go.
All right. I have to take control of the show again. We are starting a new decade. It is the Roaring 20s, and as we know, back in 1920, it was gangsters and dancing like this,
and flapper dancing,
and a depression coming around the corner.
Suicides.
That sounds like today.
So
hating the foreigners coming into our country. So much has changed in the last 100 years.
But it was in the past, so it's glorified and wonderful.
It's in black and white, so it's not nearly as awful as it was.
I saw a Steve Buscemi show about it. Looked amazing.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about the future. I know Hollywood knows how to do this, but it's not going to be like
future
government and futures and everything. It is going to be specifically about the video games and streaming. Where's entertainment headed? So let's talk about video games. I like the idea of talking about video games. Let's get that one out of the way. Where's video game headed in the next decade? And I'm going to go to Chris from the Nerd Corner.
Literally a video game show. So
go to the Nerd Corner on Twitch.
Nerd_Corner on Twitch. If you go to Nerd Corner 82 on YouTube and Nerd Corner on Facebook as well.
It's really fun.
Yep.
Later tonight, you would have seen us playing at the same time. Because
if you
go back to the page a couple days ago, it'll be
you already
there.
played, and you know what? When you won in round 5, masterclass.
Time travel is ridiculous, and it's just hard to fathom, ladies and gentlemen. But as a professor of quantum entanglement, I can help you with that. HTP2020.com.
The mystery school helps.
Yeah.
The Colorado Mystery School. Where is it? It's a mystery.
So 10
How
years.
did I get here?
So where's video games, Chris? Give me your prognostications.
In the near term, it's going to be same thing it's been for as long as any of us can remember. Because, we've been playing games around them for a couple decades each.
Right.
Things are going to get bumpier and shinier in the near term. But what you're seeing, like Microsoft especially do now, they're going to come out with the super beefy version of the next Xbox. And then one that's the price of the new ones now, and it'll be able to stream the games. So I think, for the next 5-6 years, you're still going to go to the big box store, buy a big box to put in your living room. But I think they're smart by saying you're going to be able to stream even on the mid-range one. Oh, you want to see what it looks like at the best settings. So for gaming, 5-6 years, at least as far as consoles go, it's going to be something in your entertainment system. But you're going to see them integrating streaming more. Like,
what about virtual reality?
Yeah, I was going to say that because that's pretty big. We just did that. Like, it's amazing.
But not to the levels of penetration that it's going to be in the quality.
It's not
going to penetrate enough. I'm sorry. Virtual reality has
What kind of virtual reality game did you play? Did they just put a mask over you?
Because I hate to tell you, but it wasn't virtual reality.
When I had VR working, and anyone who's had VR, they're like, the curiosity gets the best of you. You have to look at VR porn. It's horrifying. It's giants. It's death by snoo. And if you're
did your VR give you VD?
Nothing I'm aware of. But VR, I don't know, stuff.
What about arcade places like The Void? Is that going to be the next 5 years?
That's going to get bigger. I've only done one thing. I did the Star Wars experience down in Florida. Not the Darth Vader one, but the one before that. That was really good. And it worked out well. I was with a mixed group. It was my friend and his girlfriend. She's like 5'0". I'm 6'2". He's like 6'4". And it tracks your height and stuff. So we were going through, and you're stormtroopers, so you see his girlfriend down here. I'm like, all right, I'm looking good. And then my buddy's there. It's like,
that's cool.
Yeah, that was fun. I think you're going to see a lot more of the mixed reality stuff like that. Have you guys done any of those?
No idea what the fuck you're talking about.
Reality?
So they'll have basically rooms like you'd have something maybe 2 or 3 times the size of the basement, and you have
and they put the headset on, and you can just walk around and do stuff. But yeah, we did that.
So
that's
you're like, oh, there's a shelf here.
That's
I want to
amazing.
sit down in this chair. I see. And
That's amazing.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Chris, you could probably answer this. The PS5, is it going to be backwards compatible? Because I don't know the truth. I heard rumors.
Ish. From what I've seen. Ish.
Interesting.
Well,
Yeah.
what do you know about it?
I haven't been
upcoming,
following that as much. It seems, from what I've seen, there'll be some hardware compatibility with the PS4, and then emulation going back after that. And emulation's always hit or miss, since you're doing it in software then.
I just want Nintendo to put out a cool scrolling Mario game for the Switch.
Yeah.
That's all I want.
The Switch is already a perfect system. I'm like...
Have you played Mario Maker? Or Mario Maker 2?
Mario Maker is one of those that I keep telling myself, I'm like, I won't be good at it. I don't have interest in it. And I think subconsciously I know if I ever play Mario Maker...
Dude,
like, I'll get a call from James, 2 weeks later, and it's like, everybody's been wondering where you are.
Yeah. Hey, dude, it's a super fun game for everybody to play, and, it's all created by people who play games. They're all fucking these cool-ass levels. Just to see if people's passion in Mario still after all this time. 1985 was when I got my Nintendo and played Mario for the first time, and it's so fucking fun and clever.
James and I sold Coca-Cola to construction workers.
We
sold Coke to construction workers out of
wasn't there that place down by King Soopers, right, where they had the Nintendo games way back?
Oh yeah,
next to that King Soopers.
Yeah, I fucking would perch out there and wait for Super Mario 3 to get returned.
I was video games, man. Like
that was little Dave Hawk. Perching again.
Perching on that corner.
Can I ask what games is everybody playing? Because I'm currently trying to finish Need for Speed Rivals, unlocking everything, and I played Red Dead up until I got everything, and then I didn't want to finish the story. But
now I have a question for you about Red Dead.
Yes,
because you don't follow stuff like this enough to have picked up on it elsewhere. When you're riding between seasons, do you notice a difference in the horse testicles?
Oh, wow, that was a weird question.
I'm not looking at
horse. You're looking at a lot of horse.
I see the horse shit, but you don't see the...
All right. This is interesting.
This is why those are the games I'm playing.
All right, so I don't sound completely strange.
Dave.
From what I've seen on the internet, they model. So if it's warm or cold...
That's a really interesting bit of information.
It was a
Thank
personal
you for sharing.
question about presidential candidate.
What about you, Dave?
Hollywood.
Yeah. So I'm playing The Rise. I think it's The Rise of the Jedi, or
Jedi Fallen Order.
Fallen Order. Yes, the one. It's a really fun, cool Star Wars. I'm about to jump into Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
Nice.
So end up playing a shit ton of Mario Maker and always play Mario Kart. Love me some Mario Kart.
I played Tetris just the other day for a minute. And then I played Jackbox. Everything I've played has either been because Chris turned it on, or when I go and listen to the Nerd Corner on Twitch and play along with them. That's right, you could play along from home.
Nerd Corner on your streaming most Wednesdays through Saturdays, midnight to whenever.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm glad you did that show.
See?
So that's what I'm playing.
And Chris knows that I worked for George Lucas on Battlefront 2, and we skipped out on the premiere. Like, remember there was no parking. Remember? There was absolutely no parking. We had tickets to the premiere in California for Revenge of the Sith. Was it? It was the Sith one.
No, because I saw that with you.
No, so it was the
second one.
Was it? Well, whatever it was.
We missed out on Anakin walking through fields and falling. On the big screen with stars. We all could have been disappointed.
But the game Battlefront 2 was a great game. Like I love that game, and I'm in there. I know vocally I'm in there because they put my voice into when they were designing it, as a placeholder. But I know that they left one of them in, so I'm in the credits and I'm in.
Well, and like he said, I'm doing the streaming the Jackbox games on Twitch.
What?
The Jackbox.
Oh, Jackbox.
It could be worse.
Jackbox is
when
so
I was a
good,
waiter
man.
and we had the
Jackbox
artichoke
is
lobster
fucking awesome.
And going up to a table if you want the artichoke lobster dick. But so doing the Jackbox streaming, that's a great plug right there.
Could I plug my shit? I think I feel bad. I haven't plugged any of my stuff lately.
We're all doing it.
And like you said, the Tetris thing, which I've gotten really heavily into that. Which you have a Switch. Have you played Tetris 99?
Yeah.
It's cool.
I like Tetris. I have Tetris on my phone. I love Tetris.
You know it'd be great, and you never knew it was great? Battle Royale Tetris.
Yeah, I'm not good enough to.
I used to be great at Dr. Mario. Remember that?
You know what? It's a crash course.
That's Tetris.
I used to kill it at Dr. Mario.
But it's the same thing.
It's the same thing, but it's still a fun game.
First time you played Tetris was on your Game Boy.
Game Boy, yes.
No, we didn't.
Green screen,
man.
But beyond that, like, only thing I'm doing other than that for games is Alien Isolation, which came out, I guess, like 6 years ago, which is crazy. Still looks good. Scary as hell. You're Ripley's daughter, like, really well done. Terrifying.
Are you Newt, or are you actually Ripley's daughter?
You're actually Ripley's daughter. They find the Nostromo drifting out in space. I guess it's like 40 hours long. And the alien is terrifying as shit. But that's fun.
Interesting.
Going back to what you were saying in the VR, though, I think you're going to see stuff like The Void. So, mixed reality stuff, that'll get big. Escape rooms, I don't know why they haven't done that yet. Because then at that point,
that'd be really
you have,
cool.
instead of your people in black suits shifting scenes, you're walking around like an idiot. And some burly dude's like, all right.
It's the holodeck,
the
man,
wall.
on
There
your
you go.
face. It's basically the holodeck walking in front.
For home
That's
use,
cool.
you'll see stuff like the Quest. I know you had talked about interest in that. And I see that it's selling well. I don't know anyone who has one outside of people I know who are already gamers.
Isn't that weird when you see things that are selling well, but you never... I'm like, I don't know who has one of those, but they say it's the most popular things that's happening right now. And I'm like, but...
I've never heard of it.
I'm like, I know the gaming community, so it doesn't surprise me. But it's one of those, I'm like, I think stuff like that will get bigger as wireless gets bigger. Like, PSVR, I've heard, is great. It'll get there. I think people have been saying it's the year of VR for like 15 years. It's not there yet, but... it'll get better.
All right.
So let's do this thing because, well, as always, we are running as deep as we always do into this show. Let's all talk about, over the next 20 years, the thing that you like. Entertainment, streaming. You each pick one thing and you tell me what you want to see change in the next decade. What entertainment based? I'm talking about streaming, video games, movies. You want more reboots. Give me an idea of something that, at the end of this decade, you want to see more of, less of, better of.
I want the studios to make an investment on more original creations. You know, we're all here fucking creators. Like, I created a whole world that I think would be great for streaming services. I know Anthony and you have worked on shit that, like, your Big Bad Cartoons. Like, they're really great, and I wish more people would see them. So I wish these studios would invest more in brand new intellectual property versus fucking, rehashing the same shit, rebooting, sequeling. That shit's got to go away. They got to start investing in original ideas again.
Yeah.
Hollywood?
I see paint that is LCD or like for TV, so I see walls that aren't, or they are what you want them to be. Okay. Kind of like the projector screen in Back to the Future for the back, but inside. So you could make it whatever look like.
Like that episode of Black Mirror.
Yeah, the skin. I see the skin of everything. You could do whatever, and then that's coming. But by the end, maybe of the decade, like that, where it's going to be very much interactive everything. Because Chris talked to us from where did he? I don't know where he was.
That wasn't me. I don't know what you're talking
the
about.
The voice from above, like he was not even here listening to us, little brother.
Well, and with doing the walls though, one of the things about that. I know you're not as big of a tech guy, but at CES, one of the companies showed off like LCD panels that are like squares, like 1.5 by 1.5 that you can just put together.
Yeah, and they also have flexible. They have flexible one now.
And get that down to $50 a square. And I'm like, yep, I will eventually just have a wall. I'm like,
that's
within my lifetime, I will have a wall.
Like a bunch of shit
it'll be
never
HUD.
buy.
Your HUD, you could have like your desktop over here, and then you can have your big ass TV. You can make it however big. It'd be huge. It'd be the whole wall.
But if we're talking about future stuff, I see that getting big. You say you'd never buy that. You wouldn't want to have just a wall. Maybe not to watch TV all the time, but you're not watching TV.
I'm sure like 10 years down the road.
Turn it to my computer, then I could just look at the entire
You're like,
wall.
it's been a long day. I'd like to sit down. Oh, here's a beautiful 8K video of a beach.
Yeah, I don't need that shit. I just need a TV like this. I'm happy with that in my bedroom, just watching shows.
We got a really nice
But have you ever wall
55-inch.
TV'd before? That's the question.
It was the biggest sale for Black Friday, man. It's such a nice TV. But it's huge.
I would love to buy the big TV. So if Sonny Rosario Trujillo helps us out, you can make those dreams come true.
Do you guys have a PayPal? How do they donate to the show?
To Venmo at High Potcast.
High Potcast. You should donate to these people.
You know how to plug all along.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
So my books are Race Through Space by David Hawk on Amazon.com, and The Christmas Roast also on Amazon, and then the Race Through Space trilogy on Kindle.
Referral link and the credits for the video.
Just Google me, and you will find me. That's the easiest thing to do.
You gotta do referral.
All right.
Make that money.
All right, Hollywood. Okay, let's do a circle. Let's do a circle promote. Dave Hawk, Hollywood.
Oh, I get to promote my stuff. Okay, so
just because
it's like been a whole show,
the whole episode, so we figured
we know you've been holding back.
Thank goodness.
Okay. So tomorrow night, which will be a couple days ago, I will have my first presidential debate down in the Springs. But you could also see me February 15th at the Corner Pocket down in Fountain, Colorado for Rudapalooza 2. And I will be going one-on-one with Ruthless Randy Rude of the UWO. And, my first match back in independent wrestling. UWO. And also, about my campaign, you can go to www.htp2020.com and you can donate there to help me. And then if you want to know more about me, HollywoodTonyP.com, you can see all my art and my graphic design work and all those other things.
You can read his resume.
My big resume. And that'll be
I just listen to the show like for the first 10 minutes and you know everything about it.
But links will be posted, I guess. And vote for me.
We're never good with posting leaks.
Look at my page. You can see how cute my vice president really is. He's a really good boy.
At http www.htp.
No, don't fuck with people like that. No, whatever. And there you go. So help me make America party again. And if the only winning move is not to play, change the game.
Thank you, Hollywood. Chris, plug something.
Just Nerd Corner stuff. And I'm going to be working on different projects here with James as well. We're going to have reviews coming up. Like he said, we're going to be doing Crisis. We plan on keeping up with Picard and Discovery.
But he's quick.
Huh?
But he's quick. So we'll see.
You thought you could catch me.
Nice try, number
James, I told you. Stop following me. Well, we can't get within 200 feet of him, but we'll be following him by video.
That's 300 more than the restraining order even allows, so that's all right. I'm doing this. If you're watching this, then congratulations. My promotion has worked, and we've succeeded. No, we got a lot of things coming up. We're gonna do some new shows. Mike Santori will be in town.
And we're all working with him. I'm gonna be taking him to comedy shows
and wrestling matches, and we have the Santori project coming up, and so that will be very exciting. And so that is. Did I do the last page? Is there? What else do I need to do, Dave?
I know.
You have to keep watching. This is all he has.
All right,
when the shows are done, he's here.
Oh, next week. No, next.
No, 2 weeks. All right. Well, first of all, when are you starting your Disney show?
I'm going to start my Disney show in February. Nancy will have her music show up and running in March.
Then good. I'm excited for that. Dive Bar. The next episode of Dive Bar, we're diving into Quentin Tarantino. And that's going to be next... Damn it! No!
Being Quentin Tarantino.
We would be all inside Quentin Tarantino next week at the Dive Bar.
I think he's having cake. That's just Quentin.
Quentin Tarantino cake.
Climb on in, man. There's room.
That's weird.
But which picture do you choose? There's so many.
I saw 1/3 of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but the Netflix or the Redbox disc fucked up. So I was like, I really enjoyed that first part of this movie.
Yeah, it is a really great movie. Really great movie.
The first third was very.
I know you need to see the rest of it.
Dude, the ending is So Quentin Tarantino, so perfect Quentin Tarantino. You've got to see it.
It's crazy when they threw out the first third of the movie.
Brad Pitt was shorter than Leonardo DiCaprio, but in real life, like, Leo isn't that tall. And if you look at it, there's one shot where they're trying to make him smaller. I don't think anybody noticed that. But I know Leonardo DiCaprio is shorter than Brad Pitt. But in every way, shape, or form, they made him try to look bigger next to Al Pacino. And, Al Pacino was good in that movie, too.
Yeah, he was great in Irishman. I mean,
he's Al Pacino. That's why they
Al Pacino was awful.
Like I said, I've seen a third of the movies. For those of you who like to start movies and fall asleep, that is the one to do it. Now, that's not why I had it happen, but if that's what you like to do.
Hey, how does Eric Bana's Hulk end, James?
I have no idea. I've never seen the ending of that.
Never will.
I can beat that. I have seen the ending, but because this is when I was pirating movies and didn't care, I've only seen the one with the unfinished special effects. And half of it just turns into like a blob of nonsense. So I still have no idea what happens at the end, because it's just like
that 12-hour movie,
some kind of rough effects, and then just like straight green screen primitives.
That's probably the most Eric Bana Hulk talk that anybody has talked about that movie in 15 years, and I feel really sad.
He just got a royalty check from us. Enjoy that.
Here's your 37 cents.
So let's wrap it up with 2 weeks from today. James, Nancy, and I are going on the road, and we're meeting up with my friend and Harry Potter nerd extraordinaire, Courtney Gunn. And we're going to be talking our love of Harry Potter and doing some Harry Potter trivia. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So that's going to be 2 weeks from tonight.
Excellent.
Nice.
Yes.
And
that's all I know.
That's the ending.
That's the ending, yeah.
Yeah, no, so thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being here for
much.
Season 2. I'm so glad that Chris could show up, because next week he's not going to be here, but you can see him. He's in a lot of places. He plugs a lot.
He's gone, but not forgotten.
I haven't finished reading Harry Potter, so not going to be around it.
You can't be around that. And Hollywood Tony P, we are very pleased for you to be the first guest of our season. You have a lot of stuff going on.
My second presidential run.
Your second president. You probably shouldn't
How'd
tell
the first
people.
one go?
Yeah, don't tell. You know what?
It's a secret to
You
everybody.
made it to the championship. Yeah, I've been here before. I mean, I lost, but don't.
But my qualifications speak for themselves.
You just told us you lost last time you did this. That's not a great qualification.
You didn't have that on your resume. There's noticeably absent on your resume that you lost.
But yes, his second presidential campaign, and go to Hollywood Tony. Go to wherever he told you to go earlier.
HTP2020.com. HTP2020.com. HTP2020.com.
And that makes me remind you, check yourself for HPV whenever.
Your UPI.
Shots. UTI. HPV.
2020.
CSW.
HPV.
All right. Well, we haven't got any better at ending the show, but that's it. It's 2020. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
And subscribe. There's buttons over here, I'm pretty sure, by now.
You should smash them. I hear smashing them helps.
Yeah. I'm just repeating what other YouTubers say, so you can do it from your mobile device. I don't know. This is it. We'll see you next time.
2 weeks.
Not the BlackBerry, though.
Yeah. No,
Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Thank you for listening to the High Potcast, produced by Truckee Pacific Productions. For sponsorship inquiries or comments, go to themilehighpodcast@gmail.com.